just David here from One Up Gaming. Try something new. I'm going to stand up for once. Got me a cool Sonic t-shirt on which I can turn around and see. You can actually see me bulk of how I am. I'm going to try and read from my tablet for anything. First of all, welcome to the One Up Game Podcast, episode 260. Yay, 260. First of all, I keep saying first of all a lot. So, secondly, because we've already done the first of all. Secondly, I would just like to say, hopefully coming soon will be our podcasters documentary, and with this, it's basically podcasters radio reinvented, which goes into the little bit of history of how podcasts first started, and then we just like chat to a load of people who do podcasts. And with that, we have our host, Justin Davis.
Is thank you.
The guests that we've got included is in no order whatsoever, just what I put on the sheet.
This will go through.
Alex Beach, he's the games editor at softtonic.com.
At the very beginning, way back in the 1980s.
I'm going to get some of the names wrong. I do apologise. I'm Yorkshire. I can't say nouns or consonants or whatever hell. Alexia Leachman from the Headcase podcast. The two guys from the Biscuit Boys from srbradio.com.
We now started to have
me from the One Up Gaming podcast.
And in
Mark Asquith,
Internet Talk Radio,
the CEO and co-founder of Captive.fm.
Each week, interviewing a computer expert.
Glenn Percival and Josh Langford of the
audio files that
PS Nation podcast. We have Joel Zammit, Jackson Bailey, Joel Dusha from Sans Pants Radio, so Plumbing the Death Star, Shut Up a Second, things like that.
Get used to the idea of
Stephen Hesselwood, and he's from the Geek Apocalypse, so like Twitter, Tweet,
introduced Replay
Twitch,
Radio,
and
Replay AV.
Like a TiVo YouTube, things like that. And
the best
we have Andy Pearson, who is the Chief Marketing Officer at PQ and the founder of Funstock Games. So you can get a lot of really good retro little games from them. And we've got Shannon Martin, who does the PR for Podbean, who is the service that we used to use 5 years ago, or whatever it was when we first started the podcast. We also mention Carl Malamand, and he was from the Internet Talk Radio, and Rob and Dana Greenlee, and they were from the Web Talk Radio.
I heard it.
I'm sorry.
So hopefully that's enticed you. There might be a quick Twitter read. I can't speak. I can never speak. I've got on this thing, and I just can't talk. But we're probably gonna have a quick teaser trailer thing up in this corner somewhere, maybe. I'll just completely cover my face. Whatever's best.
4 years ago.
If anyone's interested, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. We need as many as possible as Google and YouTubey people didn't like one of the videos I put up on my old channel, and they just deleted the channel completely. So we're starting afresh, seeing how we can go. We do have some books to give away, more at that at the end of the show, because I've already recorded a quick video and I'll just put that in. If anyone wants a classic 1980s Apple II game, please tweet us at OUGofficial and just tweet "I want a game," and we'll send you out a code. So yeah, do that. We've got plenty of codes to give away. Thank you to David Schroeder. Why can't people just be called Frank Thomas? You know? So it's easy as that. So, on with the show. One Up Gaming, episode 260. Thank you all for coming in. And please visit our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We have our tech focus site, where you can buy merchandise from us, which is ougtech.co.uk. You can buy the first 100 podcasts from audiobooksontape.com. And we have our album out, which is Games Inspired Music. And please, both of those, so the album and the podcast, if you buy them, then money will go to either Child's Play Charity or the Diabetes UK charity. So, with that, on with the show. I don't know. So first up, I'm now starting to watch the TV show Wandavision. I think I'm up to episode 5. And I like the idea of it. I'm just not enjoying the execution. It seems just not very grabby. You know, I'm watching it because I just don't need to watch anything. But, you know, like, you just want to be a part of the whole narrative of everything. And, I mean, they might change it around. It might get so much better in the last few episodes. I'll find out. I'll continue watching it, see how it goes. So, the first game that I have played was Asphalt Nitro, and mobile game, the Asphalt series. They did try and come onto the Game Boy Advance, no, Game Boy DS, but I've always found them to be an actual mobile, iOS, Android sort of game. This one was quite fun, but it loads up in the first tutorial sort of sections. They try and make you play with tilt controls, and when you're doing that, it's just not fun. I don't want to be sat doing this with my phone. I just want, if you're going to do button, just do on-screen buttons, just tap and go. That's all you need. That's all you need. But graphically it looks good, smooth, fast, decent sort of game. Next up, Cruise of the Dead Gods. I say Cruise, I got that mixed up because the next game after that was Cruise. It's Curse of the Dead Gods. And this game is like a Diablo-ish, isometric, sort of like hack and slash, collect coins and ruby gems. But it does have a quite a nice mechanic in there where you can carry a torch, and when you're carrying the torch, you can light lanterns around. When you're lighting things up, you just take damage as normal. If you don't light things up and you start attacking, so you have to put your torch away, start attacking, then if you get hit, you get a 50% more damage than what you would if you were in the light. So you're encouraged to light up the rooms and stuff before you start fighting. So graphically it looked quite good, it played well. It's probably one of the better Diablo games I've ever played. Anyone that knows me, I just don't like Diablo as it is. So for me, it was good. So next up, the game that I tried to say last time, the Cruz Brothers. I think this was on the Xbox Game Store sale for about £1, 50p, something like that. It's still too much money for what it is. The game itself is it's kind of like a boxing game, but it's not boxing, it's more of a fighting game. But it is so basic. So basic. It's what you would call 3D graphics, but on a 2D plane. Very simple. Play it. It is so bad, it's actually quite fun. It's such a stupid story. Up and coming boxer gets assaulted outside, and you take over and you get revenge, and yeah. I don't know. Next up, Darksiders II, and I think this is the first time I've ever played Darksiders 2, and I loved the first Darksiders, and from what I got told that Darksiders 2 was more Diablo. But looking at the game, again, I think it's when people say the first Darksiders is Zelda. It's not. It's God of War with a little bit of Zelda mixed in. This game, it's not Diablo. It's God of War with a little bit of Diablo mixed in. Graphically, it looks good. Little bit. I guess I only played it for 20 minutes, half an hour or so. But it didn't get into the main story enough, and I was still in the ice caves, and it just didn't play as well as the first one. Looked amazing. I am willing to give it more of a chance to see how it does go, because like I said, the first game was amazing, so hopefully the second one will carry on. Even if it's not as good, it's still an amazing game. So hopefully the third game in the series will be as good, and in my opinion, if the third game's as good as the second game, then it's probably one of the best trilogy of games that I've played for a very long time. Next up, Cartoon Network Battle Crashers. Now this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Nice use of the Cartoon Network characters. The only ones I know of but I can't name is The Amazing World of Gumball. There's a couple of people in it from that. There's a couple of people in it from the... I completely blanked on the name of the show. Finn and the dog, or is the dog Finn? I can't remember. But them two people from that. There is other shows, but I think I'm at the age where if I know these people, there's something wrong. I'm double the age of what people should know these sort of shows from. How can I explain the game? It's not the best. It's very simple, and yeah, it's just the simplest side-scrolling beat 'em up I've played for a very long time. I do like the idea that you can press I think it's one of the triggers at the top, or the buttons, where you swap between the characters, and within certain levels there's certain things that you have to swap to one of the characters who's got like a vacuum sort of thing, and you have to swap to him to blow out all the fires, and if you don't, then you get set of lights with your characters. So it does have some sort of depth in there, and it might just take a bit more time than I'm used to for these side-scrolling beat-em-up things to get going. But graphically it looks good, sound it looks good. Audio-wise it sounds nice. Next up, an old game, but I still like it. I'm still abysmal at this game, but it's Jetcast Stunts, and this is... I guess it came about from you remember the Trials sort of games, the 2D motorbike going around trying to jump over tracks and obstacles and get around as fast as you can, and then mix that with it's gone. Anyway, this is a racing game where you try and get around a stunt circuit with jumps and loops and ramps as fast as you can without... So basically it's one of these games where it's one more go. You have the turbo, you have the... So when you're in the air, if you pull down and, you can actually glide further up and get higher up and all that. It's got loads of modes, so it's got like just the normal classic career mode, it's got the time trial, got collection where you have to collect certain jewels on the map. The very first map, it had jewel coins on top of posts, and I'm just looked up and like, nah, this game's not for me anymore. It is just too hard. Next up, just for a giggle, I bought it because I think it was about £1. Horse Racing 2016, and it's basic as hell, but it's fun. That's all you can ask for in a game like this. You whack the button for the stamina, you can hit him with so you have to try rhythm I think it's the A button, just to keep the horse going in a nice rhythm. and then you can press the shoulder button and you actually twonk it one with your whip. And if you run out of stamina, or if you upset the horse, it just collapses down on the floor. And sometimes you just watch it collapse and you just laugh like hell because it is so stupidly over the top funny. Would I recommend it? Probably not. If you like horse racing, I mean, what's happened to all the gallop racers and all these G1 jockeys? And I mean, they could do a really good horse racing game now, but I haven't really seen any in ages. So for a bit of a giggle, yes, play it. If you're into horse racing, it's not the best. Next up, Lumen Remastered. Now this was the classic PlayStation Portable game, and then they redid it, and the game itself looks really smart. It's all nice resolutions up there, nice square little squares, and the music is amazing. I love the music. I might just be quiet for a few seconds while the music plays, so right, moving on. Garo, Mark of the Wolves, which it's SNK. It's another offshoot of the Railbout Fury, King of Fighters sort of games. It looks good, it plays good, but I was always brought up on the Capcom fighters, so because it's slightly different in control movements, I just can't get my head around it. I'm so used to the Street Fighter controls, but it's cheap, it's nice. If you enjoy 2D fighting games, it's probably one of the better ones. So yeah, that's good. Next up, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. It looks okay. I don't think it's what I would call a remaster. It looks more like just a slight polish, spit and polish. Which I guess that is a remaster, it's not the remake, is it? So yeah, I take that back. It is a remaster, it's just a bit of spit and polish. What they've probably done is they've taken the Xbox 360 assets off and put the high resolution PC assets into the game, just to try and make it look a bit more shiny and a bit. The game still plays well. I'd forgotten how heavy the cars feel. So the handling feels very sort of like understeery. So you sort of like, you don't turn at the corners, you kind of go straight on. But it's a nice game. Next up, I would call it Xenon Racer, but others say Xenon, Xenon Racer, and this is it's a cheapish sort of game. I love the cars, like the designers have gone overboard with the futuristic design of the cars. They look amazing. Graphically, the game is 360-ish sort of style. With it being on like the Xbox One, it looks a little bit plain, and everything is really sharp and crystal clear, and it just looks a bit barren. But it plays well, very hard. I've worked out that you can't really use brake at all. If you use brake, everyone should go straight past you. So you have to try and do a like Ridge Racer, where you have to try and drift around all the corners. But the handling, again, it's like the Need for Speed, where it's very heavy at the cars, so it's very understeery, so you do need to get your back end out to get your car around the corners. Other than that, it's a nice little game. I'd recommend it. I would buy this one. The last game that I put a little bit of time into was Injustice: Gods Among Us. I'm here to help you. And with this one, it's everyone knows it. It's the NetherRealm Studios. It's their off game from the Mortal Kombat series. Uses DC characters, to have gone into other dimensions, and it's like they're all a bit loopy crazy. And the game plays alright. It's just not. It's not the Mortal Kombat games. It's not as smooth. It's not as fast. The controls aren't as good. But it is good, and I think it's quite cheap now. 2 games I do want to mention, and that is for the simple fact of they just won't work. I got sent Foreclosed on the Xbox, and I've downloaded it, and also Art of Rally, I downloaded that on the Xbox. Both of these games load, get to the title screen where it says press A to go to go to the next sort of like screen, but nothing works. It just sits there and won't do nothing. I've uninstalled, reinstalled, still the same problem. Turn the Xbox off and on, still the same problem. If anyone knows, please let me know. I'm desperate to have a quick go at these games. I love Art of Rally, but my PC is pretty crap, and I'd like to play it on the Xbox where it's a bit smoother, a bit more detailed. So that's what I've been playing this week. We'll have a quick break now and come back, and we'll watch the news. We'll listen to me talk about some news. Not much this week, so we'll just rattle through and get it done. So thank you. It's been David with the first half of the One Game Podcast, episode 260. Back in a couple of minutes. Hi, just David here again, still. One Up Gaming Podcast, episode 260, and gonna go over with some news. So we'll just rattle through these. There's not much. So it looks as though Twitch has responded. They're going to do better to manage the chat filters. They've already done a update with it to stop people going the back way through and circumventing their, I guess it'll be like auto flags where if you use language, inappropriate language, racist language, sexual language, things like that, it'll flag up at their end, and then they'll be able to check and ban the account if that's the thing. I mean, like these big companies, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all these big companies, they do need to be doing more. I do understand there is a lot of people out there, and there is a lot of idiots out there. I mean, we receive it here at One Up Gaming. The amount of times where they just send crap emails or crap messages on our Facebook and the Twitter. People had a massive go about. I'm not getting into it, but the big companies need to do better. Next up, during a live stream, a fan accidentally discovers a massive Metal Gear glitch, and it has all the speedrunners freaking out. Now, I believe the glitch that he did, it cut about 2 minutes off the time, I think. And if you're doing a speedrunning, then that is massive. That's just an amazing amount of time to be cut off the actual game. So I'd have a guess now, all these people who saw that will be running back through the games to try to get the number 1 score now. But next up, the man who made Sodoku, famous, dies at the age of 69. I'm going to get the name wrong again. Maki Kaji popularised the puzzle and was known as the Godfather of Sodoku. Yeah, we'll go with Sodoku. So, respects to him. I've never really played Sudoku. My brain doesn't comprehend numbers and things. So, yeah. But Respect to him for getting people to get into puzzly stuff and use the brain more. Hopefully, it wasn't anything major badly. Forget that. Just peace out. Respect to his family and friends. All that. Next up, the Xbox Series X is getting a higher resolution dashboard. So basically, I believe the Xbox Series of consoles, their dashboard might look amazingly crisp and clear, but they do only run at 1080p. And I mean, I have seen certain YouTube celebrities where they've got like a 4K TV and they put the Xbox on it and like, oh, look how clear and crisp that looks. And someone in the background's like, the dashboard's only 1080p. And then they have to quickly think, and it's like, oh yeah, but it's such a crisp 1080p image. So I mean, for me, the dashboard itself, I don't care what resolution that is. It's like, as long as it runs and works, surely enough that is the main thing. But they're saying that hopefully it'll make the text much sharper, which, okay, that's fine. Next up, Apple Arcade is getting a new Castlevania game. I think it's Grimoire of Souls has been listed, and it's got coming soon on the listing. So if you pay the £5, $5, whatever it is a month for Apple Arcade, then you'll be able to play this Castlevania game pretty soon. Hopefully it'll be similar to the Castlevania Symphony of the Night, all those sort of games. And I'm going to say this now, people will be not happy what I say, but I hate it when people say Metroidvania. Because when you think about it, Metroid was 89 when it came out, and then Castlevania 1, 2, 3, 4. Although they might have been amazing games, they were just side platformer games with a lot of hacking. It was only in 96, was it? 97, when Castlevania Symphony of the Night came out, where it added a lot more of the Metroid elements. So for me, it's almost 10 years late, but yet they still get the name Metroidvania into that sort of game. No, it's a Metroid game. It's a Metroid style game. Leave the Castlevania out of it. They copied their style. But that's just me. So hopefully, if you have that, it should be a good game. No real infos yet. Last bit of news that I've got. Told you it'd be quick. Rockstar is reportedly remastering its PS2-era Grand Theft Auto Trilogy. And when I think it was The Verge wrote the headline there, I think what they mean to say is it was mainly PS2 era, but it was on the Xbox as well, because you could buy the Trilogy box set. So GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas could arrive later this year. Which, when you think about it, there's been no announcements. You thought there'd have been a thing at E3. Then again, I guess the Germany, Cologne, sort of whatever it is, their one they might mention something there, or you don't know. They might just come out of nowhere and say it's out now, buy it, yay! But I would like to see how that looks. So I guess next up, we have got. See if I can log into my account. Here we go. So next up, we have the GamePress.com. You can't see that anyway. We have the GamePress.com top 40. So I will just read through some games. So The Last of Us Part 2 is back in at $39. There must have been a Lego sale on, because Lego Jurassic World $38, Lego DC Supervillains $37, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's at $36, Miitopia $35, Super Mario Pie $33, Ring Fit $32, Luigi's Mansion 3 $31. Tell you what, the Wii's got a ton of games. Mortal Kombat 11 $30, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe $29, Watch Dogs Legion $28, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War $27, Minecraft Dungeons $26, Mario Golf Super Rush, disappointed in that game, and that one there's $25. Super Mario Odyssey, again I was disappointed in that game, $23. Pokemon Shield $22. Considering that you hear a lot of things about the GTA 5 and not much about Red Dead. Red Dead 2 is at 21, so it's still in the not quite doing. It's still doing well. New Pokemon Snap at 20. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 18. Marvel's Avengers at 17. They're still doing quite well. Lego Harry Potter at 15, FIFA 21 at 14, Spider-Man Miles Morales 12, Resident Evil Village at 11, Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart at 10, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD at 9, Hades is coming at number 8, Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 7, F121 at 6, Animal Crossing New Horizons at 5, no idea why that's still going. Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, the official video game, breathe, at 4. Minecraft, amazingly, is at 3. Grand Theft Auto 5 is at 2. And number 1 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, that is amazing. And get back to where I was. So that is the UK top charts. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for, I don't know why I looked over there, but thank you all for listening if you're on the podcast. Please visit our website, oneupgaming.co.uk. Please go to our Patreon site, which is patreon.com/OUG. Visit bluecyborg.com and type in oneupgaming to get merchandise from there. Games Inspired Music's our album. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. Audiobooksontape.com. We have our first 100 podcasts. We have a chat with Sanspants Radio. And I've got like 20 episodes, I think, of our interviews podcast. So there's I think it's about 300 hours of stuff on there. It's £9 and £1 of that will go to the Diabetes UK charity. Please have a look on our Facebook page, just search One Up Gaming. Have a look on our YouTube page, search One Up Gaming. Hopefully get more followers, more subscribers, and do more things with that. We're on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/OUG official. If you want to tweet us, it's @OUG official. And email us, it's contact@oneupgaming.co.uk. Podcast itself, please download us, subscribe to us on your podcast downloader of choice, iTunes, Podbean, Beyond Pod, things like that. Just search One Up Gaming, download us, subscribe to us, leave positive feedback. Oh, I've got hiccups now. Positive feedback, 5 stars, things like that. It helps us grow. So hopefully we can get more subscribers, more people watching, and more prizes, more giveaways. So stay tuned to the end of this, where I'll talk over the giveaways that we've got. Also, if you're on the video, we have the Master Chief posters and the Metroid posters, which are on our website, OUG Tech. So please visit that, have a look. They're really cheap. But yeah, Been me, David Cameron, One Up Gaming, episode 260. Thank you. Goodbye. Hi, just David here from One Up Gaming. Have we got a prize giveaway for you guys? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need as many subscribers as we can. Our old channel got deleted. Thanks, Google. And so we're starting afresh, and we need as many subscribers as possible. Please subscribe to the channel, forward it onto your friends, family, that sort of thing, and then go on to our Twitter, which is @OUGofficial, and just sort of like tweet, subscribed, something like that. And then we'll go on to the Twitter, and that's where we work out where we're giving away these prizes. So we've got 3 prizes to give away. So first of all, it is that, which is the Bitmap Brothers Universe book. Nice thick book, unopened, unread, unused, completely free. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel and we can sort of like give that away to someone. Next up, we have the Sega Dreamcast Collected Works by Read Only Memory. Again, still sealed, still not used, brand new. Subscribe, send us a message on Twitter, and you get the chance to win that one of them 2 books. Lastly, we have Britsoft, an oral history, and basically from what I can gather, this one has loads of stories that they used from the Bedrooms to Billions, sort of little documentary. So again, completely unopened, looks to have nice bits and bobs in there. Got like bits from Dino Dini, Jeff Minter, Archie McLean, Peter Molyneux, the guy who created Grand Theft Auto, David Barban, and I'm sure it's got John Hare in there for the Sensible Software fame. So please follow us, subscribe us, send us a message on Twitter. Thank you. David out.